They tell you size doesn't matter, but when a 300-pound attacker grabs you, physics says it does. You cannot out-wrestle a giant, and you cannot trade punches with a tank, but you can short-circuit them. The human body is not armor, it is a circuit board waiting to be hacked. Today, we are exposing the 10 anatomical cheats, structural flaws in the human design that allow you to bypass muscle, snap ligaments, and turn a massive predator into a collapsing tower. Trick 10, the eardrum clap. A giant's greatest strength is his stability, so your first move is to take that away. This isn't a slap. It is a double-handed percussive strike where you cup your hands and slam them over both ears simultaneously. This creates a pocket of compressed air that explodes into the ear canal, rupturing the eardrum and violently disrupting the vestibular system. The attacker becomes instantly dizzy, seeing stars, and loses all sense of where the ground is. You effectively knock them off their feet by attacking their inner ear biology, bypassing their size entirely. Trick 9, the clavicle smash. The collarbone is the structural strut that holds the arm away from the body, and incredibly, it takes only roughly 8 pounds of pressure to fracture it. If a giant reaches for you, do not block the arm. Target the clavicle with a vertical hammer fist or the butt of a knife. Once this bone breaks, the entire shoulder girdle collapses forward. The arm becomes dead weight, hanging uselessly at the side, and any attempt to move it causes excruciating pain as bone grinds on bone. You literally disarm the opponent by destroying the biological structure that allows the arm to move. Trick 8, the wrist shear. If a giant grabs you, peeling his fingers back might not work if his grip is too strong. Instead, use the Spetsnaz shearing principle. Fix his hand against your chest to trap it, then drive your forearm down with full body weight onto his wrist joint. This doesn't just hurt, it crushes the small carpal bones against each other and snaps the wrist joint. The grip fails immediately because the mechanical leverage of the hand is destroyed. The weapon is dropped because the hand literally stops functioning, requiring zero strength to execute against even the largest opponent. Trick 7, the carotid sinus, the system reset. This is one of the most misunderstood but terrifyingly effective medical hacks in all of street self-defense. The carotid sinus sits on the side of the neck, right where the jaw meets the throat, a tiny baroreceptor responsible for monitoring blood pressure. It constantly sends information to the brain so the body can stay balanced and alive. But when you apply a sharp, precise knife hand strike, something unusual happens. You trick the brain into believing the body is experiencing a sudden, catastrophic spike in blood pressure, the kind seen only during medical emergencies. In less than a second, the brain fires off a survival command known as the vagus reflex. The heart rate crashes, blood vessels widen, electrical signals momentarily glitch, and the attacker experiences vasovagal syncope. The lights shut off instantly. There is no pain tolerance, no strength, no toughness that can prevent this response. You aren't relying on power. You are forcing the attacker's nervous system to reboot against its will. It's not a knockout through force. It's a shutdown triggered through biology. Trick 6, the anchor break, creating deadweight. When a larger attacker clinches you, their goal is simple: lift, throw, or slam you. Your goal is to eliminate their ability to do any of that. The anchor break is designed specifically to destroy their base and turn their size into a burden. You do this by firing sharp, penetrating knee strikes into the kidneys or the lower back, the command center for posture, lifting, and balance. These areas control stability, and when disrupted, the body collapses from within. The moment your knee lands, the attacker's lower back muscles seize and spasm, forcing his entire body to sink downward. His breathing becomes shallow, his core loses strength, and suddenly he becomes heavy, unstable dead weight. Instead of being a powerful grappler trying to throw you, he becomes a stumbling obstacle, a shield that slows the entire fight down and blocks other attackers from reaching you. By sabotaging his structure, you take a man who once had a size advantage and turn him into your human anchor, neutralizing his power and using his body as a tool for survival. Trick 5, the Tyrian, the temple fracture. Doctors call the temple the Tyrian, the weakest point of the skull, located just above the ear. Underneath this thin bone lies the middle meningeal artery, making this a ticking time bomb. A giant's skull is just as thin here as anyone else's. A sharp hammer fist creates intracranial pressure and instant vertigo. Because the bone is so thin, it does not require the force of a boxer's punch. A sharp snapping blow can cause a blackout or complete disorientation, ending the fight immediately. It disrupts the vestibular system, scrambling their balance and leaving them unable to stand. Trick 4. The Sambo knee bar, the standing ligament shredder. You don't need to go to the ground to break a leg. In combat Sambo, if a giant kicks or steps heavy, you catch the heel against your chest and drive your hip directly into his exposed knee joint. This hyperextends the knee backward, separating the ACL and PCL ligaments instantly with a sickening pop. It doesn't matter how much he squats. Once the ligaments are popped, the leg is useless. The attacker's leg is rendered mechanically useless, and they drop, unable to stand, let alone fight, neutralizing the threat permanently. Trick 3. The oculocardiac reflex, the heart stopper. This is a terrifying medical secret. Applying deep, violent pressure to the eyes doesn't just blind. It triggers the oculocardiac reflex. Biology wires the eyes directly to the heart via the vagus nerve. Intense pressure here sends a signal that can slow the heart rate by 50% or more instantly. Combined with the blinding pain and the corneal reflex, this completely short-circuits the attacker's physiology. Even a glancing strike causes immediate watering and pain, scrambling the brain and leaving the attacker helpless and unable to process the fight. Trick 2. The ballistic chest strike, commotio cordis. This technique is one of the most misunderstood and feared strikes in real-world combat because it bypasses muscle, bone, and toughness entirely. Known in legend as the death touch, its true power lies in a medical phenomenon called commotio cordis, a sudden fatal disruption of the heart's rhythm caused by an impact at precisely the wrong moment in the cardiac cycle. With a relaxed arm, a loose shoulder, and a fist that tightens only at the exact millisecond of contact, you convert your entire body weight into a focused, penetrating pulse of kinetic energy. The force doesn't bounce off the chest like a typical punch. It travels through the sternum, sending a hydrostatic shockwave into the heart and lungs. The strike is so fast and surgical that it can collapse an attacker where they stand without leaving the dramatic wounds you'd see in facial strikes. A single perfectly timed impact can shut down their system before their brain even understands what happened.